the Deep Rooted podcast. We're Jeff and Rochelle, and we're ending a series today on the church, and so excited to do this, to talk about it. So,
and today we find ourselves, we're in the throes of October, which is also Pastors Appreciation Month. So, yes, we're October, right?
Yeah, it's October.
Right. Okay. Sorry, just getting my time mixed up. So, in the throes of October, Pastors Appreciation, and the title of this episode is What Your Pastor Really Wants for Pastors Appreciation. What your pastor really wants for Pastors Appreciation. So, we're going to go through and say, if your pastor could talk to you about, hey, this is what they really want, that's what we're going to talk about.
I mean, they love those crocheted, tissue holders and things like that.
Amazing.
That's probably not going to make the list today. So, you're all like, what?
What is
gotten some of those before. Yeah. So what your pastor really wants for Pastors Appreciation, and they're not going to tell you. I feel like this is the series that we're trying to let you in.
But here's the thing. What we want to say. I know we mentioned this in our last episode, but we talk to pastors. Okay, so we're out there. Pastors come and talk to us, and we just want to say to faceless churches that we don't know, this is what your pastor really wants. And so I think it's important. We want to honor our pastors. We do, and there's a lot of people that I know that want to honor their pastors. And your pastor is not going to come to you and say, you would really honor me if. They're not going to say that. It's not. It's so, I think most pastors find...
Because it's super awkward.
When I feel, would you agree that a lot of pastors find Pastors Appreciation awkward?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't love October. I mean, I love October.
Yeah.
Because of pumpkins and stuff, but I like...
Pumpkin spice lattes.
Yeah, I like those and pumpkin muffins and decorating my door and all that. I love that, but this is always awkward.
Well, no pastor that I know, I'm just going to say, does what they do for the thanks, the whatever, the gifts. They don't do that. And they don't even expect it, to be honest with you. So
and right, I think that's so absolutely true. And I just think these are just some things that, through talking to people and doing some research, these are some things that I think most pastors could agree on. You picked 4.
Picked 4, and I don't. Can we just say they're not expensive? They're not expensive.
Yeah.
So anyway, number 1. Number 1. I think if your pastor could tell you right now, this is what I really want for Pastors Appreciation, it would be this. Be engaged in the life of the church. They're not going to, I want a gift card too, or I want a big check. No, absolutely. They would say, be engaged in the life of the church. Be engaged in ministry. Serve in ministry. Come to church ready to worship.
Absolutely.
Come ready to engage in God's word. Be the person that is actually out front worshiping, that other people could be a model to follow. Every pastor I know finds himself, when they're preaching, gravitating to the people who are listening, who are taking notes, who are ready. And honestly, pastors just want people to be engaged in the life of the church.
Yeah, I literally, this is free. This costs nothing. And this is what every pastor I know wants the most of.
Yes.
Every true pastor is leave the Panera gift cards at home, which I like Panera.
People appreciate those.
I'm not trying to dog that. But what I am trying to say is this is the most important thing. I want to see people engaged. I love seeing people coming hungry to learn, hungry to grow, hungry to serve others, excited about coming to church, to worship together corporately, showing up. In the world right now, I mean, church attendance, it's you're committed if you go twice a month.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
And that does not encourage your pastor.
Right.
To think, I haven't seen them for 3 weeks. I hope they're alive, it's been a month since they blocked me on Facebook, these are the rare moment. Okay. Literally, like, that is the thing that will encourage and be the biggest blessing to your pastor, is literally just to come ready to serve, ready to worship with a smile on your face.
This may sound this may sound a little old school, but do you know what I like? And nobody has to do this. I love it when people say, "Hey, just want to let you know, hey, we're going to be off for a week on vacation." I like that because they're engaging. They're engaging in the life of the church, and they're saying, "Hey, just want to let you know." Because number one, I want to know where people are. I always, you know what I always say? I always say, "Hey, have fun." I like it. But they're just wanting to, it's just, I don't know.
Okay, so I totally did this when I was in college.
Yes.
So I went to like a mega church, and I was going to be gone for 1 week in college. I don't know where I was going, can't remember, but I emailed the pastor and I said, "Hey, so, I just want to let you know, love the church. I'm going to be gone this Sunday out of town or whatever, but I'll be back the following week. Just wanted to let you know and just wanted to say thanks or whatever." And like, I got an email back from him and he was like, "Thanks for letting me know. I love hearing this."
Yeah.
And it was so funny. I was like 19. I'm like, who cares if Rochelle's there or not? Like, nobody. But
I think people think that though.
Well, I know.
I think people think nobody cares when in fact your pastor cares. If he's a good pastor, or she's a good pastor, sorry. They care.
Yeah, and it just kind of cracks me up that I did that because, But anyways, I agree with you. Just be engaged. I think that's so important. Number 2, love the pastor's family.
Yes.
And, I think that's the thing that just ministers the most to me is when I see people, for my kids, excuse me, I'm not getting like choked up. It's just something happened there. Like just loving on, talking to them, investing in them, knowing they're real people and caring about them, I think is just really huge.
Yeah, I think when, I go to your pastor's kids' games, send your pastor's kids cards. Kids love getting stuff in the mail. I mean, it's amazing. You could give the smallest little thing to a pastor's kid and they're just loving it.
Yeah.
They're enthralled with it.
Send them a card, all those things. Just love their pastor's family. Love it.
Number 3, find out what will be a blessing for your pastor and then do that. And here's why we say that, because you may speak the love language of like, you love it if someone gives you money or you love it if someone, and that's fine. That's wonderful. But find out what is going to be a blessing to your pastor and then do that. Don't do something you would enjoy. Do something they would enjoy.
Yeah,
you might love to go on a missions trip, and to you that's just, but when you maybe give your pastor a missions trip, you're giving them a work trip. And I know that sounds so like, oh, wait a minute, you don't love missions? No, we love missions. We love doing that, but maybe they just want to slow down.
Yeah.
Maybe they just want, I don't know.
Maybe you love Hawaii, but your pastor just doesn't.
Yes.
Just kidding. I don't know anyone. I'm just kidding. I've never been to Hawaii, but I'm sure it's great.
But some people may not like to have a trip.
Yeah, like maybe they're like, I'm really particular about where I go. Maybe they have kids that live in other parts of the country and they just want to go visit them and they don't want to go to Hawaii. You could give that trip to us and then help them.
Absolutely.
No, I'm just kidding. But really, like, find out what would bless them. Like, I've heard people, like, this is back in the day, but I remember, like, somebody gave somebody, like, a stereo system for their house. And I was like, okay, like, I mean, that's cool. Like, I wouldn't want a stereo system, but I also didn't. This is like from the 80s, so maybe I would have wanted one in the 80s. I don't know. But find out what would bless your pastor. So maybe their kids are in braces. It's like, hey, we're going to give them a couple $100 to help their kid get straight teeth. I don't know. Find out what it is.
I think that's good. Find out. Research, all that. Number 4, I'd say this: invest in them year round. Invest in them year round. I would say this: don't think about the pressure of just one lump sum or I got to do this now. Think about how you can be a blessing with who you are and all year round.
I think this is even more geared toward especially leaders in the church or things like that. I think, trying to not think of one Sunday as being like, oh, this is the Sunday we like our pastor, and then the other 51 we complain or
That's
something.
That's when we're going to unfriend him on Facebook.
Yeah, there you go.
But not during the month of October.
That in October. And, but thinking about how to invest even in their future, like retirement or just even compensating them fairly or, of what you could do. Being just an investor, having the church, thinking about that throughout the year. So I think it's just don't relegate it to one day. I mean, we're not asking for 52 Sundays of a holiday. That's not what it is. And it's not what we're asking anyways. We're talking about what many people have shared with us. I think, try not to make it awkward. That's what I think. You see all these social media days, this is National Dog Day, post a picture of your dog or whatever. Sometimes pastor's appreciation can feel like that. We've got to say something because it's October and it's our duty. What if we just lived this way?
Create a culture of honor all year round. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not against,
I think it's good that there's a pastor appreciation month. I think that's awesome. But I think as we talk to a lot of pastors, it can just feel like an awkwardness. And I'd say, you know what? Pastors just literally they just want you to be engaged. All these things that we talked about.
To see the fruit of their labor. That to me is the best thing. When I see people's lives being changed or, wow, they were never engaged and now they're coming to Bible study. That's so exciting, or their kids are coming every Wednesday to youth group. Cool, just those small things are really, they're big things. I don't know. I just think that's...
Well, that's why the Apostle Paul said to the Corinthians, you are our letter of recommendation.
Yeah, I love
He's saying, I'm loving seeing God's activity in you. I don't need anything else. I don't need this letter of recommendation from these other people about how my ministry is going. You are the letter written on our hearts. And so I think if I could speak for pastors across the nation, that's what they want to see most is God at work in the people of their church and just them engaged in reaching others. So
I totally agree.
So, hey, it is Pastor's Appreciation. Tell your pastor.
So get off of here. Send them an email. No, I'm just kidding.
Go buy a big gift card.
No, that's I really it. Honestly, it's not about the amount of money given. Right. I think it's just recognizing. It's just thinking about somebody.
I think so.
I mean, I just think about we have an anniversary.
Yep.
If that was the only day that you really said, "Hey, I love you," be like, "Okay,
I said
cool.
you once.
I said it once. You heard it, woman.
I loved you on our anniversary."
It's this is a relationship.
Yes.
I mean, it's a relationship, and so. We don't go out to lobster dinners every night, Right. But if we don't ever take any time to celebrate each other throughout the year, that's a problem too.
Yeah.
So it's this balance. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, same kind of thing. Love your pastor. Tell them you love them, and just honor them. I think that's awesome. Love Pastor's Appreciation. So hey. Go ahead and share this podcast if you found it helpful. Share it, subscribe, rate and review, all the things. Until then, we can't wait to see you right here on the next episode of the Deep Rooted Podcast. We will see you then.